Welcome to the Revival Lounge. I am Josh, I'm the founder of COATlectibles, and with me is the amazing Sam from Funky Tiger Cards.
Evening, everybody. I'm Sam. I am the guy of Funky Tiger Cards here to restore cards.
Incredible. So, and not just like not here to do it, you are amazing at it. Like you really have flourished in it. And one thing I've always wanted to ask you and get to know is like, did you ever have this idea to get into the card restoration side of things, or like how did it actually blossom?
It started when I bought your stuff for cleaning cards, to be fair, Josh.
Seriously?
Yeah, literally. So, I mean, a few years ago, what was it? About 5 years ago, I sold my base set for a horribly small amount. And yeah, just basically wanted to get back into it, build something.
How much was a horribly small amount?
It's 3 figures. We'll leave it at that.
Oh my.
Yeah, not great.
And that's one from your childhood as well?
Yeah, it was.
Was that during lockdown?
It was, yeah, it must have been, yeah, just before the first lockdown, I think it was.
That's so heartbreaking because obviously, I mean, you couldn't foresee it coming, but then over the next like year, Pokemon just started exploding, obviously.
I know, right? I know.
And then when did you get back into collecting?
So probably about a year and a half ago, something like that. So sold some cards on eBay, and some of the cards I picked up were just horrible. So I started Googling, Pokemon card cleaning, saw your stuff pop up, saw some different bits and pieces, saw Mirror Coat.
Thank you, Google. That's one thing like I've never really dabbled in was Google, and I've always been like, I need to get my SEO in check and need to put some stuff. So I'm actually, thank you, Google, for doing that. And because if that had never have happened, we would have obviously never been united as well, which is incredible in my opinion. But when you first sort of like, did you have the intention of cleaning your cards when you saw the condition of them? Did it ever come to you like, oh, I wonder if I can make this better? And is that what you?
No, I didn't even know you could do it.
Yeah.
You're sort of like, you just think, oh, that's it. And the more but you sort of realise actually you can do quite a lot. If you know
well, that was sort of when I first obviously created these products. I was very much, I just have an obsession with cleaning things. I've always loved making shiny stuff. Like when I'd get a new phone, I'd take my car detailing products and ceramic coat it, or I'd wax it, or just to make it. Like I remember Huawei brought out the Mate 5 or something, and it had this pearlescent style back to it, and I was just in awe of it. And I was like, how can I make this shinier? Yeah. So yes. And then one day I was just cleaning my binder with interior detailer from a car, and and I was like, I wonder if there's a product I can use for this. Googled it, and like yourself doing a little Google kind of thing, nothing popped up. So I was like, you know what, why don't I make this? And then it just sort of snowballed and rolled from there, and here we are with our own revival kit together.
I know, right? That's sort of literally like what the last 3 or 4 months has turned into. It's wicked. Love it.
Literally. And I love the fact that it started as us just, well, like you being a customer. I mean, no one's a customer. Everyone I consider is just a person who has the same values as me kind of thing. I just provide what you need to be able to do that. And that, like a like-minded individual, and I love that. So I love the fact that it blossomed and grew to something. Obviously, it started as you becoming an affiliate, which was awesome because I'd only just started doing the affiliate scheme kind of thing. And you were just pushing the product like mad. It was
to know about it, right?
Yeah.
Miracle. I keep saying all these posts I do, like it's literally like the worst kept secret going. The amount of stuff you can get off it, like the state of cotton swabs when you start using it proper.
That's what I love about it. This is what I loved about you, is that it was a time in my life when I was just, I mean, we had the Oxford Card Show, and I was moving an address. I was working ungodly hours, and I was so burnt out. I watched a video recently of me at that time, and the bags under my eyes were awful. And so I couldn't post content, and I wasn't making any moves with the brand. And I kept saying to Daisy, my better half, how grateful I am to you. I mean, I haven't actually told you this properly, but like, but I was so grateful to you that you were there pushing the content, pushing the brand, and it worked. So many people came on board because of you. That's why when you did reach out to me and you were like, I'm getting into this card restoration thing and I'm really enjoying it. Can we make a kit? I just leapt at it. Absolutely leapt at it.
I appreciate that, buddy. Honestly, the thing is like part of it's the bond, the relationship that we're building. I think we're quite similar in a lot of ways, and in terms of what we want to bring to the community, which I've always found really approachable. So I've not had a bad experience in the Pokemon community. A lot of it gets sort of, geeky vibes from the outside world. But actually, when you like boil it down and you start talking to people, there's a lot of nice people in it.
Well, that's exactly what I fell in love with. Exactly. And it
Awesome.
was like one thing that I loved about you, and the reason why I was like, yeah, I want to work with this guy is because you were people first, money second. Like,
Yeah,
and that's exactly what I stand by is like, it's all about building the community, giving out any information you find on how to best treat something. Share that information. Like, we're
100%.
all in this together. We all share the passion. And that's why like Pokemon is starting, obviously a lot more scalpers and things are coming into Pokemon into the hobby because they're so focused on the money, which is fine. Some people want to make a business, I get that. But there's the other side of the coin where it's people who
Yeah.
genuinely just want to enjoy the hobby. And this is my worry with the restoration side is you have people who are they're cleaning the cards just so they can sell them for more money, which again, fine, absolutely fine. But then there's people like us who get the buzz and the rush from actual cleaning, like the results you get. Like
Yeah.
it's
I mean, you see like other people like doing the videos and that, and you see like just like little basics, like how you handle cards, and like where
yeah,
like how
yeah.
you know, I know we were talking about it at Swindon recently, but you just get a vibe for when you start doing it a little bit. You know your way around a card. There's certain things that give you the ick. You know, you're watching other people do it. So yeah, just helping people out get the basics right. You want people to have great results with the kit that we're getting out there. We don't if we just throw our kit with our name on it and people trash their cards, it's not going to give us a very good reputation either, is it? So
Well, exactly. Yeah. That's one thing I've always wanted to stand by is that the products I make and sell are ones that are safe. That like really like with Miracle, you can pour it on a card and it will never go in. Like you have so much work time with it. Same with 626. It's a polish, but it's got such minor abrasion that you really have to do something wrong to mess it up. And that was sort of that leads me on to why card mist. I wanted to make a formula that reduces the chance of scaling as much as possible because that seems to be the biggest risk when it comes to card restoration itself.
yeah, definitely. I mean, I love the carpets. I know we first spoke about it. It was like, how can we do something different? You know, not loads. There's a few products out there that do a really good job.
Yeah, yeah,
And
exactly.
try and do was find something that went in like a different avenue, but still got some great results. But could we get better results faster? You know, could we make it easier? Could we make it more accessible? So there's lots of different tricks to it. And it's all about experimentation, right? You know, and one thing that I quite like is we're on the same page is like these packs will iteratively develop over time. They're not going to stay the pack to today that we've released on pre-order. 6 months down the line, we might have new tools that are like new and exciting and take people on that journey with us. That is
Yeah, exactly. I couldn't agree with you more on that. That's what it's all about. And that's why it's sort of, I mean, this is such a new section of the hobby that it's still trial and error. It's like, and the reason again why adore you is because you're an ideas man. So it's like a lot of people in the community talk about the bone tool, and the bone tool is a great bit of equipment. Like it's fantastic. But we saw it as why aren't people using a vinyl tool? Obviously, a bone tool is its main purpose is to create creases, create folds in letters and things. Whereas a vinyl tool, everything's so new. Like there's so many new things and things that we can't even think of right now that in a month's time we'll be like, this is a brilliant tool to use in the card restoration side of things.
Yeah, 100%. And the thing is, as well, like every single card is different. I'm learning all the time. You know, there's stuff like a heat pen you can get into if you're feeling very experienced and you want a
Yeah, yeah.
high reward sort of track to go down. And there's certain cards where you just absolutely shouldn't do it. And I've learned the hard way on that. And you do have to experiment. And I always say, I work out how to break a card, and then go back from there. Like that's how far you can push it. But it is very much like you need to big practice. You need to practice. You need to practice. Learn what you're doing. All the different tools, all the different methodologies, all the different types of cards. There's a lot to it. A lot
Yeah.
to
Oh, no, even every crease is different. That's something
it.
I've
Yep.
sort of learned. And that's why, like, again, with card mess, like when we were, because we did a lot of backwards and forwarding of like, should I increase this? Should I lower this kind of thing?
Yeah.
But like, whilst you were testing it restoring cards, I was testing it trying to wreck cards. Like,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was literally stress testing the absolute bejeebus out of so many different cards and fell in love with it because it was a struggle to wreck them. Like it really was. There was no delamination and none of that. But this leads me on to a question.
Mm.
What cards have you wrecked and how many kind of thing?
So I
Obviously
think
you wouldn't do any
the first
customers.
the first proper card I wrecked was a vintage Hitmonlee.
Yeah.
No,
Oh no. Was it one of your own personal collection?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
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 It was, and it was. I was using 626, and I was deliberately trying. So what I did was, I got it from the local card shops. It wasn't. It was probably about £6. It was battered on the back,
Yeah.
filthy, and I wanted to use it to sort of test 626 and what it could do. But mirror coated it front and back, looked amazing. And I put some 626 on it, did gentle on one side, gentle on the other. And it was when I was rubbing it off, I wanted to see how much effort it would take to pull off the hollow finish on it.
Yeah, yeah.
I did it really firmly and it did pull it off. And I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
okay, right, that's what it looks like underneath. So all the colour, that green colour on the hip on Lee.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, this is what, but like that's a brilliant way to do it, because I have actually, like, someone was asking me about 66, how many can I do, this, that, everything else, and I told them to do exactly what you did. I said, like you say about, you got to break a card to learn the capabilities of the products you're using it on, because then you get such a good understanding of what you're doing, how to do it, kind of thing. Like, and it goes the same with, I mean, if you clean anything, if you clean a glass mirror with a metal scrubber pad, you're going to scratch it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it's all about using the right tools, clean tools and everything. You've got to have so much respect for what you're doing. You can't just go at it and just expect it to be perfect, kind of thing. But again, that's why we made this kit. We wanted something that's low as risk as possible, kind of thing, but is easy to do. And I've seen you doing content. Obviously, I've been doing content and I'm loving it because it's very simple steps to get pretty cool results.
Absolutely.
But one thing I've yet to sort of properly dabble into is sort of, obviously, so I create the solution and everything, and I've brought the carbons to the table, but you were the mastermind behind all the tools and accessories that went into this. And I just thought it'd be quite good to show everyone why you chose each tool and what you use it for, kind of thing.
Yeah, sweet.
I mean, it's probably self-explanatory, but we've put a couple of microfiber pads in.
Yeah, brilliant. So I use them for a couple of things, right? Anything we're talking about, like buffing off a surface. So if you put any like polish on that 626, use that to get off there. You can spray mirror coat into it directly and then use that as like a cleaner. I personally prefer cotton bud, just because you can sort of liberally apply, just staying away from the corners. That's one thing. But also as well, if I'm doing something called, it's called like a snail trail method in a generic card restoring sort of world, where you put like localized moisture onto a card if you've got like a dent that you want to specifically work on. Sometimes like the dot can be a little bit high, so if you've got the card, the dot can sit on it quite raised. I use that sometimes to just almost pop the bubble and it soaks it back up again.
I see what you mean. So you just sort of lightly dab it with the microfiber kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, those are probably the main uses for it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean, I've recently, whilst I'm for example, the old Gold Star Charizard, which I love the fact that you're working on the exact same card
I've got one in the
at
back.
the same time. I know, that's bonkers. That is, when I saw your video earlier, I was just like, that's crazy that he's working on a Gold Star Charizard and I'm working on one at the same time.
Amazing.
But like, once you've sprayed into the pads and left it for 6 hours, when you remove it, I like to use the microfiber to then just wipe the card down, because all of the moisture that needs to be in the card is in the card. So anything that's on the surface sort of doesn't need to be there anymore. So just to wipe it off, just to, obviously, because then that will aid with the evaporation. Takes 2 seconds and it's just that much less moisture to evaporate, kind of thing, and then put it back into the press to let it do its thing. And that's what, I mean, microfibers, they have a million 12 uses. They are brilliant. But I suppose that will probably lead me on to the next one. We've got this little pipette. And obviously you mentioned the snail trail method, and I imagine this is kind of to do with that, as well as the dents. And
yeah, that's it. So basically the pipette is literally to apply the localized moisture. So you only literally need a drop, and sometimes a drop is also too much. So do a drop and you let it sit on the card for a minute, 2 minutes. You'll see sometimes, especially in like the vintage stock, right? You'll see the card suck it up. So if you wait, watch for it to soak up, and you'll sometimes get like a little blister in the card. Fine, don't worry about it. I think the first time I did that was on the Geisha Pikachu. There was a 9, got it to a 10. Right? So that's on the Instagram page. That was a great result, right? But the first time I did the snail trail method, I was up all night. Like 1 a.m, I was just like, oh my god, I need to go check it to see what was happening. And I opened the card up and I saw this blister. I thought, oh my god, I ruined it. I ruined this card. Like, it's trashed. Like, this Geisha Pikachu is ruined. Leave it, just trust the process, get it back up, hard clamps on the spot. It turned out great, got the dent out. That's what that thought was.
I'm glad you described it like that, because when you first go into sort of restoring cards, because it is an unknown, like it really is, it's like the cleaning side of things is amazing because it's instant results. Like, it's straight away, you can see a difference. I've taken that off, the hollow's shining beautifully. This is an unknown. So the temptation to look at that card every hour, every 10 minutes, is it doing its thing? Is it all right? Is everything okay? Kind of thing. And
Yeah,
then it does unexpected things like the blister. And I know exactly what you mean because
yeah.
when it dries out, it just disappears.
The worst thing you can do is go and check on it as well. So the thing,
Exactly.
like, and I've learned this as I go on, is like do not check the card, leave it the full 6 hours. Then when you clamp it back up again to leave it to dry, leave it to dry, let it rest, let it do its thing. So
Exactly. You've just
how's the
got to
card?
have Exactly. You've got to have full confidence that what is happening is happening. And the
Yeah,
more you sort of like fiddle with it, it's going to cause issues. And this is something I really hope we can stress to people is patience. Patience is an absolute virtue in this. Like it is what it's all about. It takes time. That's why it's check after 6 hours. You could probably check after 4 hours and it could be all right, but you don't know. 6 hours is sort of that sweet spot. And then if it's not, then you leave it longer kind of thing. It will take a long time. You've got a sort of 24-hour window before, especially if you do a light mist, before it all completely evaporates kind of thing, if not longer. That 6 hours is the sweet spot. Don't touch it. Just let it
and it's
do
all
its thing.
practice. All practice because like the 6 hours might be perfect for I don't know a vintage card, but then when you
Yeah.
get to a Japanese modern XY promo or something, it'll be completely different. So
Yeah.
I mean, you need to literally try once, see how it goes, but start with less is more, and then build up from there. But you're gonna have to work out when you have to pivot and change and like go down a different route.
Yeah.
And that's why we're here to help, right?
Exactly. Like one thing that I've learned and I love it is that you can always do another cycle, but you
Yeah,
can't undo oversaturation.
yeah,
Like that is so true. Like you can quite easily, it's so much better to just do less and have to do it again than
yeah.
do way too much and wreck the card. Like it's so easy to do. Mind you, I've struggled to wreck a card with card miss by over application. Like I'm not sure. Have you had any cards that you've oversaturated or anything or?
Like nothing.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, touch wood, and it doesn't mean go like spraying the high heaven out of your cards, but
Don't
like, yeah, there was one which I literally just sprayed. I think it was about 12 sprays on it, and just left it. Like
yeah.
didn't clamp it, didn't do anything, just left it overnight. Came back in the morning, it was dry. It had curled up, but it was fine. No scaling, nothing. And that's when I went, like, we've made something nice. Right, so we've got because everyone's using one, and we still sort of include it. We've got the bone tool. I actually have only ever used it once, and I didn't enjoy it. I didn't like finding that sweet spot of pressure was quite difficult. Like it didn't take much for it to be too much pressure and I've put a dent in the card
Yeah.
and doing too lightly sort of didn't feel like it was doing much at all. But I'm guessing you've used this quite religiously and done wonderful things with it.
Yeah, I mean, typically, like, usually you'd work on it if you're doing dents, right? And I found better results with other tools. I'd say I'm not an expert in using the bone tool. Just straight up, be honest with you, I find it quite fiddly. I
Yeah.
think what I find difficult is one side's more flat, one side's more curved, and for me, being quite a tall, big chap,
And
it's quite
handsome.
fiddly.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, it's just quite difficult to use, right? So I think there's other tools that do the same sort of thing. But when you're using the bone tool, so you've got the pointy end, but on the pointy end there's a curved pointy bit and there's a flat pointy bit.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
and you need to try and work out which bit works for you, but then you've got to try and work out how to best treat the card that you're doing. So as I say, they are really good tools, and I've seen people get lots of good results from them, which is why we
Exactly.
included the kit. But it's just for me, I find them quite fiddly. So, for example, like, so someone I asked a lot of questions of, a guy called Dougymon. He is
Yes.
a pro at using the
Hero.
boat.
Shout out to Dougymon.
Legend, yeah, legend in the game. Got me all into like the restoring big time. So gave me some hints and tips. So yeah, appreciate that.
Really
But
humble guy as well. So just huge shout out to him. He's so nice. Big supporter.
yeah, but yeah. So for me, it's a tool that is absolutely part of your arsenal. It's just not part of my go-to.
Yeah, I agree. Because I'm really glad you said that because it was one which, of course, I've seen people use, I've seen people talk about, I've seen people get fantastic results with them. It's just when I went to use it, like, so it was a lot to work out how to use. And then obviously we've brought our own thing to the table, which is the old vinyl tool. I don't think you've had much of a chance to use it, have you?
I've used it a little bit. It's good because you've got like a wider, flatter surface. I mean, one thing
Yeah,
I'll go with the bone tool, the best way I've had to, I mean, I'm using the straw and jumping the gun, but like usually do you think to hold something like a pen like that? With the
yeah,
bone,
yeah,
I was always holding it almost like that. So if you were flat on the surface there, you'd almost put like a chopstick almost. So
yeah,
you're
yeah.
literally a fraction above where you're working rather than down like that. So you sort of
Yes,
put
yeah, yeah,
your underneath and then you're going like that. But
yeah.
that was how the best way I got a result from it. But as I say, I think there's other things that I personally think are a bit easier for
Yeah.
me.
So that's why I sort of really enjoy using this, is because you can hold it at such a nice, gentle angle kind of thing.
Definitely.
And when you get the kits, you'll see you've got this like smooth finish. So it's like they've made the tool and then they've actually like filed down the edge, so it's a smooth finish along the top. So you can apply more pressure. I found I've been able to apply quite heavy pressure with a top loader or with a sleeve over the top of the card, and actually been able to massage out quite a lot of stuff with it. And it holds comfortably, like you're really able to be comfortable. So that's why we've sort of included an upgraded and modern version of the bone tool. Something that's, yeah, exactly. But it's complete user preference. If people prefer using the bone tool, use the bone tool. If it's not broken, do not fix it. Like if that's what you're used to and that's what you're doing. Although I would recommend giving the vinyl tool a try, because it's just really comfortable. It's very easy, and it's purple.
Exactly, it's purple.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, if I was a customer now, right, and I was having an iron about a kit, and they said, like, why have you put a bone tool in there when you've just told me you don't really use it? And I think for me, the response would be, in any kit out there at the minute, you will find a bone tool. So I think the perception would be is if there's not one in there, there'll be something missing from the kit, which I don't think's the case. Let you guys try it out.
Well, that's exactly it. I can completely agree with you on that. Like, it's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it, kind of thing. But again, it's like everything on this, its own user experience is how you get on using the bits. And I did notice at Swindon, you were quite partial to these bad boys.
Love the blackhead tools.
Yeah.
They are brilliant. This is what I use instead of, I'm just opening my kit now, and this is what I use instead of a bone tool for most things. And there's a couple of little tools in there. So you've got there's like the circle headed ones, but there's also, I don't know if it will come up on the camera there. See that? There?
Yeah,
It's like a little flat headed top. You see that
wants
there?
to focus on me too much.
There you go. I got something.
Oh yeah, of course we've got to do the old Instagram influencer thing.
There, yeah, there you go. You see that?
A little triangle guy.
Top on it. So that's perfect for literally working. You should go like straight down on it, but that's a lot more play with it. I also actually have a bigger, beefier clay tool one that's just really unsightly, but it looks like that. It's like very like
when you're doing like a broader size kind of thing. But I have to say, the ones you chose to put in this kit are really comfortable. They are pleasurable to hold. Like they are, like it just feels nice. Like you feel like you just, you have complete control. And that's such a huge thing in working a card, is knowing you have control of the tools you are using. Yeah, and I have to say, they're really quite lovely.
And this is, and I think a big disclaimer for if people are going to start using these, or when people start using these, is that when you have made a card really malleable, so you've done like 6 hours soak, moisten, whatever you want to call it, that initial phase, the card will be almost like butter. So you barely need to use any pressure on these. It's literally, like you say, you've got your plate, penny sleeve on the bottom, the card on top of that, another penny sleeve over the top, and then you work the card. But it is literally like you're just almost brushing over.
Yeah, see, I haven't actually used one of these yet, but I'm very excited to. I think like that's sort of the next one for me, because I saw you using it and having such great results with it. And like you say, because you don't need much pressure. It's always, I love it when it's let the tool do the work. Yeah. Because then you can literally just guide it over it. And like I say about having control, you feel like you have control of this. So I'm just waiting to find the perfect crease to tackle that on, to see what can go with. But those tools are all spot on perfect. It's sort of everything you need to tackle the majority of creases and bends and folds and indents. Speaking on indents, do you use the dropper technique on an indent to try and fluff it up, as you were saying, like blister? Or how would you best go to tackle a dent with what we've got in the kit?
So for my own cards, for any customers' cards, what I'd do, the first thing I'd do is just do a spray on the pads, a couple of sprays each pad, and then just do a normal cycle and then see how it comes out. Because it might be that is enough to just lift the dent out, and then try from there. Because if you're adding localized moisture, you're adding a lot of moisture to one area. It's going to work better if you do it properly, and it's also going to affect like the drying time. You've got to get all that moisture then back out of that area. Whereas if you've got like a general moistening, for want of a better word,
general moistening, I love that.
Maybe get that on a cap or something.
Generally moistening the card.
But yeah, that's what I would do. So I do the dropper technique. As I say, I did on that Geisha Pico, worked brilliantly. Yeah. Quite a lot of recent cards. I've got a Gyarados over there at the back that's got it had a dent on its tongue. And I did the dropper. I literally only did it on that one little dot. I did and that's come up really well. It's just trying to find what works on the card that you're working on.
I think what you said though is brilliant advice. The way you should start any card is just do the simple spray cycle first. I
100%.
think just so you can see what you can, because this Charizard Gold Star had a dent on the back, but it also had corner lifts and creases and things. You just doing a simple spray cycle, it took 1 day, and the dent came out a lot. It's still there a little bit, so I now know I could probably go in there. I might even do another round of just the spray cycle kind of thing.
Yeah.
But all the other imperfections have gone kind of thing. So it's just that indent now where I'm like, cool, that's what I will need to tackle now. But it's the safest technique. It's so safe and easy, and you can surprise yourself at what that first spray cycle can achieve.
Yeah, completely agree. Yeah, just practice.
That's what I strongly agree. I think that kind of sort of covers all the tools that are in there, because effectively that's all you need. We'll go into the heat pen, thermal pen, I think, in another video, because that's a whole episode.
Yeah, and then some. That is pretty mistress.
I have dabbled with the heat pen a little bit, and I have to say, so for instance, I've worked on about 5 cards with it, all trial cards. 4 out of 5 cards got wrecked.
Yeah.
Like it's that much of like, there was one technique which I done which didn't wreck the card whatsoever, and it did really cool. But again, we'll talk about it in another episode. That comes with more experiments that we have in store, because we've got some pretty awesome experiments in store. But the rest of the kit is just simply your pads, your plates, blotting papers, and all the easy stuff, the stuff that everyone's familiar with. But of course, they're purple.
There is one more tool though.
Of course. How could I forget?
The self-propelled guzzling machine.
The most important, and absolutely, I'm not sure who came up with the idea of this, but I saw it all of a sudden float. Was it you? It all of a sudden appeared, and I saw someone doing it, and I think I was blown away. Because I love stuff like that, just simple engineering that works. Yeah. It's such a clever idea. Because what are you doing with a straw then? So you get your straw, and what does it actually do for the card?
So nearly dropping it. So basically what you're looking at on cards, so where you've got like a flat edge like that, when you line up with the camera, if you've got like a slight lip on a corner, so there's plenty of posts about it on my Insta page now. I've got loads of decent content from it. You see a card, you look at the corner.
Cards. Right. Yeah.
Tiny cards, little plug. Little plug. Where you've got like a slightly lipped corner, right, or sit slightly proud, or you've got an edge that's slightly rolled where someone's like knocked into a card. And this is like the thing to get out, right? And it's a really quick and easy way to get like an awesome result. So it sounds really daft, but basically what you do, put it in your mouth and you make like a Darth Vader, like, and all you're trying to do is get like
good advice.
The deep warm air from your lungs. So it's not like a blow. If you blow down a straw, it's like cold air. If you do like a proper deep like Darth Vader, you'll get warm air on it.
Yeah.
And what you do is, if I get, you can do it a couple of ways. So if you've got a bit of foam, let's get some from here. Got a bit of foam. To be fair, I will use it when I'm holding my glove. So I'll put my gloved finger behind the card. But if you've got like a lipped edge, put it behind the card like that. This is really difficult. I'm doing it back on myself. Yeah, no. So you do that, and you literally make that noise of that breath into the card for about sort of 3 or 4 seconds. Then the card is basically workable in that one spot. Then what you want to do is literally pop it straight away down onto your acrylic plate with a penny sleeve underneath, penny sleeve on the top. Get your blackhead tool.
So on a hard surface kind of thing behind it.
Yeah, 100%. Flat, the flat-headed blackhead tool, pop it down, and then all you literally do is run it gently along that surface, not any pressure. And then it's really important there's no pressure, because a lot of people ask about grading, stuff like that, like can cleaning or restoring affect grading. The answer is no, it will not affect grading if you do it right. The one thing that will flag for graders straight away is pressed corners. So what is a pressed, I'll come back to the straw, but what is a pressed corner is if you've got that example there with the card's lipped like that, a pressed corner will almost go back the other way. So it won't be flat, you'd have pushed it back and it'll almost look like it's been squidged. So you've got to not do that. So you're literally brushing across the top of the surface. And do it once, work on it for a couple of seconds, take it off, check it, do it again if you need to, but you can get some really cool results with blackhead tool and a straw.
I've just thought, would you be able to, you reckon, dual purpose on the straw?
Yeah.
You Darth Vader breath it, and then you just simply use the straw like a little rolling pin over the top of it.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, that's something. Add that to the experiment list. Go on, multi-purpose flattening rolling pin straw guy.
Oh, also as well, other Disney-based villains are available. So you want
Yes, yeah, of
with
course, yeah.
a breath.
Maybe don't do like the Stitch.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
that.
Yeah, so that's it. But
But of course, I apologise. I almost forgot about the straw because that is a
it's
vital bit
wicked.
of kit.
It's wicked. And one thing we'll say as well is if you are doing that and you like leave the straw in your mouth too long, you'll get like dribble down it. So what I always do is I do it almost at an angle upwards like that. So it's not gonna drop down. But if you do, that's fine. Just wipe it off with the microfiber straight
Of
away, and
course, yeah,
it'll be
yeah, yeah. Like saliva doesn't have the same consistency nor effect as sort of card mist, so it's like
fine. It's not
best to not have to oversaturate your cards in saliva. That is, yeah, it's a no-no. But yeah, I think that covers all the kit, really, doesn't it? That's everything, except obviously, yeah, we spoke about card mist a little bit, but it is Sam and myself spent a good few weeks, probably about a month, really. I mean, it started off him coming to me with the idea, and I was like, we should make a gel because then you can put it on a bit of like I came up with eccentric ideas. Like we can make a gel that you sit on top of the card, and then it helps to saturate that area one like more than others. That I mean, these all just got put on the back burner because it kind of there was a stage where he sent me water-based lube and was like, "Do you think this would work?"
Well, you said gel. I was like water-based gel. I was like, I'm sure
Yeah,
that's the same
but
thing.
that technically, I was very tempted the next day to buy some. But then I
Card.
went the other way and I then went to the aerosol side of things and was like, aerosol would be cool because it then cools the card down at the same time. Cool fibers then shrink and go back to shape kind of thing. But again, got put on the back burner. They're still, we may still revisit these.
Development.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. But then he said pretty much, Josh, I just want a bloody spray. So I went, okay, cool, yeah, makes sense. So I researched into lab-proven methods of restoring book pages. Like, it's a similar thing I did with Dazzling Gleam. It was like, what do they use in history museums to preserve things? And there was Renaissance waxes, and I then did the other thing with card mist where it was like, what do they do to preserve book pages and like restore them and make them look natural, feel natural, but then also kind of protects them at the same time. And then we obviously went backwards and forwards with the alcohol content, the ingredients, everything. I think I must have sent you, I sent you a good like 6 or 7 bottles, I swear, I have no idea. But the final one, yeah, the final one, I was like, it's Formula Z, sent it. And he was like, no, I think we should tweak it this way. And I was like, okay, Formula X. But then we settled on card mist. And so far the results have been incredible. It's like, it does exactly what a card spray should do, but better. I find that card sprays are, a lot of people say you can clean a card with card spray, like they're multi-purpose card cleaner and restoring solution. This is just a dedicated restoration solution. It penetrates so well that if you leave it on the card for too long, it will penetrate, especially on the back kind of thing. Like it will embed itself into the card before you have a time to tackle black spots and things. But that's exactly what we want. If you want to do cleaning, Miracoat is the absolute go-to, my baby. The formula is perfect. I cannot fault this for cleaning because it's so hard to damage anything cleaning with this unless you get it into a damaged area or into the edges. But I've never seen or had an issue with Miracoat when cleaning. It loves you too, Sam. But I think that's everything covered, to be fair. I think we have covered all bases. It went on, I've no idea, it doesn't show me times. This is all new to us doing the podcast thing, so hopefully the episodes will become more professional. We'll probably do a proper intro because we'll know what the hell we're doing. But I've really enjoyed this evening, so thank you so much, Sam, for coming
Thank
on.
you.
And
Good. Enjoyed it.
episode 2 will be...
Like
Sorry?
Animation or something at the start, some jazzy music or something, that'd be cool.
That's what I mean. Of course, well, funky jazzy music, you know.
Jazzy music.
But no, it's been lovely talking to you, and thank you so much for coming along. I should probably do the thing where I say like and subscribe, because this is going on YouTube, hopefully. Comment your favourite Batman villain, and tell your mum you love her, hopefully.
Well, Coop, my boy, so he's 6, he said he's going to tell all his friends at school that Daddy's on a YouTube video, so if you're listening to school, there you go.
I'm so glad I didn't swear much. Until next time, beautiful people. Yeah. Love you, bye.
Take care. See you later.